So hey anime fans, the series name is What If Naruto Got Harem with Ponytail, so let's start the series. Two humans, a nine-tailed fox with blue armor around it, and a large wooden statue are all present in the Valley of End. Inside the blue-armored fox is a man with long, spiked hair, the eternal Manjikyu Sharingan in his eyes, and a red metal armor with the Uchiha clan symbol on both sides of the collar and Uchiha clan clothing inside. He is known as Madara Uchiha, the Avenger. A man with waist-length hair stands atop the massive wooden statue. He is known as Hashirama Senju, the god of shinobi, and he is dressed in red metal armor similar to Madara's, but with the Senju clan's emblem on the collar. Hashirama said, "Madara. We were friends. We share the same dream." "Shut the hell up, Hashirama, can't you see that it is just impossible to show our guts together?" Madara responded. Using his eternal Manjikyu Sharingan, Madara orders the nine tails to attack the large wooden statue. Hashirama claps his hands together, ordering the statue to block the attack. The nine tails charge a tailed beast bomb and blast it in the direction of the wooden statue. Before the bomb explodes, Hashirama leaps off the statue, and Hahirama lands perfectly on the ground. Hashirama questioned, "So are you just going to waste everything we have done?" While the nine-tailed fox roared, Madara remained silent. Hashirama answered, "Then so be it," and then he closed his eyes. Hashirama's face alters, he has red dots under and around his eyes, and a third eye-like mark in the center of his forehead. Senpu Mokutan, Shin Susenju, Sage Artwood Style, veritable 100-armed cannon. A huge wooden statue emerges, with 1,000 wooden arms behind it and has Harem Senju perched atop its head. Hashirama causes the statue to move. Hashirama exclaimed, "Here I come, Madara." The nine tails is made by Madara. Madara exclaimed, "Bring it on, Hashirama." They both scream as they get closer to one another, and when they collide, blackness. In an unknown location, when Hashirama's eyes twitch, he slowly opens them, his vision is blurry, but after a few moments, it becomes clear. He then stands up and looks around, and it seems like he is lying on a sofa and in a house of some kind. "Where am I?" "Madara is where," Hashirama pondered. As he turns to the left after hearing hoof steps, has Harem spots a golden horse with wings, long, pink hair covering its face, and butterflies in its butt. Winged horse. "Do I have a dream?" Hashirama pondered. "Thank goodness you're awake, I am worried that you may never wake up," remarked the horse. "Did the horse say anything to me?" Hashirama pondered. Did you just talk?" inquired Hashirama. The horse stammered, "Wait, you can talk too. Am I dreaming?" Hashirama thought, "Wait, I can't be. Maybe I'm inside a genjutsu. Yeah, maybe Madara cast a genjutsu at me to fool me." Hashirama closes his eyes and seals his hand. Hashirama yelled, "Release." The horse questioned, "Release? Release what? This isn't genjutsu, then. Where am I? And above all, where is Madara?" Hashirama pondered. The horse remarked, "You must be hungry. What would you want to eat? Is this horse someone I should trust?" Hashirama thought, "It looks cute and seems harmless." The statement, Hashirama Senju is my name, was made by Harem. The horse said, "Okay, Mr. Hashirama, what would you like to eat?" Hashirama inquired, "Well, what food do you have?" Hashirama interrupted the horse, saying, "Well, I have some tomatoes, carrots, apples. Apples sound delicious," Hashirama remarked. The horse replied, "All right, I'll be right back." After then, the horse leaves Hashirama seated on the sofa by going to the door leading to the kitchen. This is strange, talking horses, winged horses, can it get any stranger? Hashirama pondered. Hashirama grins as the horse returns with a tray that has 5 apples on it. The horse is carrying the tray in its mouth. The horse approaches Hashirama and places the tray on her lap. According to Hashirama, "Thank you." "You're welcome, by the way, my name is Fluttershy Mr. How is Shirama," said Fluttershy. Hashirama grabs one of the apples and bites into it. As he swallows, his eyes enlarge. Hashirama declared, "This apple is delicious." "Thank you, it was freshly made by my friend who works at the farm," Fluttershy replied. Before speaking, Harem eats another bite. Hashirama gulped the apple and said, "By the way Fluttershy, do you know where am I?" Fluttershy remarked, "You are in Ponyville, Equestria." Hashirama took another apple and nibbled it, asking, "Ponyville? Equestria? Are we not in the elemental nations?" Fluttershy remarked, "Elemental nations? I've never heard of that land before." As he swallowed the fruit, Hashirama said, "I see. So do you know where is Madara Uchiha?" Fluttershy questioned, "Madara? Who is he, or?" Hashirama questioned, "So you don't know Madara, huh?" "I'm not sure to whom you're referring, Mr. Fluttershy remarked. Hashirama remarked, "I see." Both Hashirama and Fluttershy are silent in the room now. Hashirama sighs and places the tray on the sofa before getting up. "Thank you for taking care of me Fluttershy. Where did you found me?" inquired Hashirama. "I found you laying in the ever-free forest. I carried you back home and take care of you while you regain your consciousness again," explained Fluttershy. "Thank you again, and I'll be back soon," Hashirama remarked. "I need an answer right now. Perhaps looking around will provide me with hints," Hashirama pondered. "I have to leave now," Hashirama remarked. "Wait. What about come and visit Ponyville? I will tour you around and will introduce you to my friends," Fluttershy replied. Hashirama replied, "Okay, I accept your offer, Fluttershy." Hashirama and Fluttershy leave the house and head to Ponyville, where he might be able to find hints that will help him locate himself. Hashirama scratches his head as he looks around and notices horses, some of which have wings and others have horns. Now, horned horses. Am I dreaming? Hashirama pondered. "Welcome to Ponyville, Mr. Home of my friends and filled with friendly ponies," Fluttershy said. Hashirama questioned, "Ponies? So you're not a horse?" "Nope, I'm a pony and so does my friends, well, except one, he is a dragon," Fluttershy replied. "A dragon?" inquired Hashirama. Fluttershy said, "Yes, a cute and little dragon." When Hashirama glances around once again, he notices that every pony is staring at him, and some of them are raising their eyebrows. Fluttershy suggested that we go to Twilight. Fluttershy takes the lead, and Hashirama follows. They proceed straight to Golden Oak's library, where Hashirama scratches his head after 4 minutes of walking. "A tree?" inquired Hashirama. "This is the Golden Oak's library. This is where my friend, Twilight and Spike, lives. This is also Ponyville's library," stated Fluttershy. After knocking on the door, Fluttershy returns and watches for a response. A voice called out, "Please come in." Before Hashirama, Fluttershy enters first. After they are inside, Hashirama surveys the area and discovers that this tree contains numerous bookcases. Hashirama remarked, "A fine library." A voice interrupted, welcome to the Golden Oaks Library Fluttershy. Looking to the left, Hashirama and Fluttershy spot a lavender pony with horn and wings, purple-streaked lavender hair, violet eyes, and 6 stars on its butt, 1 large purple star and 5 smaller white ones surrounding it. The pony said, "Fluttershy, who is with you?" As the pony and Fluttershy gaze at Hashirama, he gestures. Hashirama remarked, "My name is Hashirama Senju." Fluttershy went on, "And he is harmless." The horse, now known as Twilight, said, "Oh, all right. Welcome to the Golden Oaks Library Hashirama. My name is Twilight Sparkle, owner of the library." Hashirama remarked, "Nice to meet you, Twilight Sparkle." "Please, Twilight is fine, so what are you two doing here? Read a book perhaps?" Twilight replied. "I'm just showing Hashirama around Ponyville. By the way, where is Spike?" replied Fluttershy. Twilight remarked, "He's upstairs staring at an empty flower pot." "Why?" inquired Fluttershy. "Spike found a seed yesterday and planted it on the flower pot. He waters it every day but the seed haven't sprouted," remarked Twilight. "Can we see him?" inquired Fluttershy. Twilight replied, "Sure." Twilight takes the lead, followed by Fluttershy and Hashirama. They travel upstairs and enter the bedroom, which has a bed, a basket with a blanket and pillow, a sleeping owl, and a dragon watching an empty flower pot. A dragon, Hashirama thought, "I have never seen a real dragon before." The dragon exclaimed, "Arg!" As she, Fluttershy, and Hashirama approached the dragon, now known as Spike, Twilight uttered the words, "Spike, watching the empty flower pot won't help the seed grow. But I water it and take care of it every day, surely the seed will grow now," remarked Spike. Hashirama said, "Pardon me, may I take a look at the pot?" Glancing at Hashirama, Spike uttered, Who are you?" Hashirama said, "My name is Hashirama Senju. May I now look at the pot?" Spike moves aside to make room for Hashirama, who looks at the empty flower container and sees nothing but dirt. Hashirama claps his hands together and closes his eyes, while Spike, Twilight, and Fluttershy raise their eyebrows. Twilight said, Hashirama. What are you doing?" Spike pointed at the flower pot and exclaimed, "Look!" When Twilight and Fluttershy notice a seedling sprouting in the flower pot, their eyes enlarge and they turn to face Hashirama. Fluttershy and Twilight turn back to the flower pot, where the seedling is now developing into a tiny peach tree. Hashirama sighs and opens his eyes before placing his arms back by his side. Twilight exclaimed, "But, why, how, when how?" "How what?" inquired Hashirama. Twilight pointed to the little peach tree and exclaimed, "How did you do that?" Fluttershy said, "Yeah, how did you do it without a horn?" "You just clap your claws and suddenly the seed turn into this plant," explained Spike. Hoot! Everyone looks at the sound and notices that the owl is awake and furious. "Oops, sorry Aloysius for waking you up," muttered Spike. The owl, now known as Aloysius, said, "Hoot." The owl returns to sleep, but then something crashes at the balcony, waking it up again. The owl then flies off to discover a more peaceful location. Hashirama, Twilight, Fluttershy, and Spike go to the balcony to see what crashed, and when the smoke goes away, they discover a cyan pony with wings, multicolored hair, and a cloud with rainbow thunder in its butt. "Rainbow Dash?" asked Twilight. The pony, now known as Rainbow Dash, remarked, "Ow, that was so uncool." Twilight said, "What happened, Rainbow Dash? Why did you crash?" Rainbow exclaimed, I fell off a cloud. Can you take a snooze on the clouds? Can things get much stranger? This place keeps getting stranger, Hashirama pondered. Rainbow said, who's the new guy beside Fluttershy? My name is Hashirama Senju, Hashirama declared. As she gets to her feet and does a stance, Rainbow exclaims, weird name, the name's Rainbow Dash, the fastest flyer in all of Equestria. I thought my brother is the fastest flyer. How come there is another? Hashirama responded. Surprised, Rainbow exclaimed, there is another fastest flyer. Yes, Tobarama Senju is my brother, Hashirama remarked. Rainbow said, where is he? I want to race with him. According to Hashirama, he's in the Elemental Nations. Elemental Nations? Where is that? Twilight, have you heard of that place before? Rainbow asked. No, I haven't, and I doubt there's no book about Elemental Nations, replied Twilight. Spike inquired, what are the Elemental Nations exactly? The Elemental Nations is my hometown. There are 5 lands in the Elemental Nations: earth, fire, water, lightning, wind. I live in the land of fire. Me and my friend built a hidden village named Konohagakure, Hidden Leaf Village, Hashirama stated. Spike said, whoa, you own a village with your friend? Hashirama replied, yes. Then why are you doing here? Supposed to be you are in your village with your friend to lead your citizens. Twilight responded. I don't know, me and my friend has a fight. When we clash, I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I found myself laying on Fluttershy's sofa. Hashirama recounted the events. Twilight said, wait, hold on, you had a fight with your friend? Everyone gasps as Hashirama nods. Why? Inquired Fluttershy. I don't know, maybe he was depressed not being the Hokage of the village, Hashirama replied. Saying, Hokage? Asking, what's that? Spike. Hokage is what we call to the one who leads the village and said to be the powerful one in the village. I'm the first Hokage, Hashirama stated. The first one? If you're the first one, which means that you're the powerful one in your village, replied Twilight. Hashirama replied, yes. Hey, am I interrupting something? A high-pitched voice asked. Twilight, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, and Spike all have their jaws open when Hashirama turns around and sees a pink pony with blue eyes, pink and curly hair, and 3 balloons on its butt. Hashirama simply raises an eyebrow. Hashirama said, who are you? Hi, my name is Pinkie Pie. My pinky sense tells me that some pony is new here in Ponyville and also tells me that this new guy is at the library. Are you the new guy? Wait, what am I thinking? Of course you're the new guy. Silly me, say, what's your name? Do you like to party? Can we be friends, cause I am befriended, befriended to Evia Ripeny and you're the only one who I haven't befriended. Can we be friends, can we? Can we? Pinkie replied, everyone. Some pony. Hashirama thought the words, this place is weird. I hope you do that, Twilight murmured. My name is Hashirama Senju, what is a party? And yes, we can be friends, Hashirama responded. The pony, now known as Pinkie Pie, said, gasp you don't know what a party is. A party is where you can find happiness. Party has balloons, candies, cakes, and more. What are those balloons, candies, and cakes? Hashirama inquired. Gasp you don't know those? I should throw you a welcome party so you can experience one. Pinkie replied. Okay, was Hashirama's response. They all leave the balcony when they hear a knock on the front door. leaving the bedroom behind and heading downstairs. Twilight goes to the door as the others sit on the sofa in the center of the room. Twilight opens the door, revealing a white pony with a horn, purple swirly hair, blue eyes, eyelashes, and 3 demons on its butt. Twilight said, "Hello Rarity, what brings you here?" The pony, now known as Rarity, remarked, "Hello darling, I'm just here to bring this book back," as she magically removed the book from the saddlebag. Twilight uttered, "Oh, please come in." When Rarity enters, she shouts until her lungs pop, drawing everyone's attention and raising their eyebrows. Twilight said, "Rarity, what's wrong?" Rarity pointed to Hashirama and exclaimed, "That thing." "What is that thing?" "Who him?" "Don't worry, he's harmless." "Hey, Hashirama, come here please," replied Twilight. Hashirama gets up and walks over to Rarity and Twilight. "Rarity, this is Hashirama, Hashirama, this is Rarity," stated Twilight. Hashirama said, "Hello, Rarity. My name is Hashirama Senju." "I suppose you don't mean harm, my name is Rarity," replied Rarity. Hashirama remarked, "Nice to meet you, Rarity." "Nice to meet you Mr. Hashirama, and you need some serious help Mr. Rarity said. "Me?" inquired Hashirama. "Yes you, just look at you, you look horrible, just what in Equestria are you wearing?" "Look at those rags, it doesn't fit you well," Rarity replied. When there was a bong sound, Hashirama lowered his head and his face changed, turning black from the forehead to the eyes. Everyone arched an eyebrow, wondering why Hashirama was acting that way. Hashirama asked, "What's wrong with my outfit?" According to Rarity, "They look horrible, just what are those?" "These metal things are my armor." Hashirama reverted to his usual demeanor. Rarity questioned, "Your armor? Now why would you wear armor?" According to Hashirama, "For protection." "You sir have simply no taste of fashion, you must come to the Carousel Boutique, I'm hoping that you will come," Rarity replied. Hashirama responded, "All right, I'll come over." Twilight opens the door after another knock, revealing an orange pony with a cap on top of its head, long blonde hair, freckles on its cheeks, and 3 apples on its butt. The pony said, "Howdy there but didn't say anything else." Twilight said, "Hey Applejack, why are you here?" The pony, now known as Applejack, stated, "Saw RD fell and crashed. I came here as fast as possible to see if RD is hurt." "I'm fine, you don't need to worry about me, you know that I'm tough," Rainbow stated. Applejack remarked, "Yeah right, you guys are scared of those doctors." Rainbow murmured, considering a justification. Everyone turns to listen to the sound as they hear someone want to throw up. It's Spike. Hashirama raises an eyebrow, wondering what's going on with Spike. Applejack walks up to Spike and gives him a gentle back buck. Spike then lets out a letter and smoke. Spike said, "Thanks, AJ." According to Applejack, "No problem, Spike." The letter on the floor is miraculously picked up by Twilight, who then removes the seal. Twilight turned to face everyone and stated, "It's a letter from Princess Celestia." "Princess Celestia?" inquired Hashirama. "Princess Celestia is the goddess of the sun, she raises and sets the sun, she is like me but taller," stated Twilight. "Oh, Hashirama." Twilight starts reading the letter after turning to face it. "Dear Twilight Sparkle, please come to Canterlot as soon as possible. The reason why I want you here is that we have a problem. Please inform the rest of the elements of harmony, do not worry about transportation, the royal chariot is on the way, sincerely, Princess Celestia," said Twilight as she read the letter. Applejack questioned, "A problem?" What problem? I don't know, whatever it is, we have to go to Canterlot and solve the problem, stated Twilight. Hashirama said, a problem can I come with? Rainbow said to Hashirama, wait, hold on, you want to come with us? Hashirama replied, yes. Why? Inquired Fluttershy. The reason Hashirama mentioned, because you might need help. But there is one problem, we can't fit in the chariot, Rarity said. Hashirama declared, I'll just ride on the roof. Inquiring, but what if you fall? Fluttershy, believe me, I'm not going to fall, Hashirama remarked. They hear a sudden crash in front of them. Twilight remarked, that's the chariot, let's go every pony. They leave the library and head to the chariot, where Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy will fly to Canterlot. Rarity, Twilight, Spike, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie are inside, and Hashirama is on the roof. According to one royal guard, every pony ready? Yes, they said. After that, they set out to resolve the issue in Canterlot. Elements of harmony, goddess of the sun, I'm beginning to wonder if that's true. Hashirama pondered. The chariot lands in front of the castle of Canterlot, where Princess Celestia and her sister Princess Luna reside. Twilight, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, Spike, and Applejack exit the chariot while Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy land on the ground. Hashirama and the elements of harmony now arrive in Canterlot. This place is large, and the goddess of the sun must reside in this large building, Hashirama pondered. Hashirama leaps and lands precisely on the ground. Twilight said Hashirama, all right, you need some explaining to do after this. Hashirama questioned, what am I going to explain? Y'all didn't fell down the roof of the chariot, the ride was sure rough, stated Applejack. All right, answered Hashirama. They then proceed to the castle entrance, where two royal guards stop them. The left royal guard remarked, halt. Who goes there? It is us, the elements of harmony, we came here to see Princess Celestia, remarked Twilight. Pointing at Hashirama, the right royal guard remarked, I see, but who is the guy over there? My name is Hashirama Senju, I came to see the goddess of the sun, stated Hashirama. Twilight also said, he is with us. The royal guard on the left answered, I see, do come in. The castle doors open, and they enter. There are statues, decorations, opulent furniture, and other items within the castle. They proceed right, ascend the stairs, and proceed straight again into a large door that is once more guarded by two royal soldiers. The guards halt them. The left royal guard stated, Princess Twilight Sparkle, Princess Celestia, and Luna awaits. The doors open to reveal a column of guards, with two ponies sitting on a throne with both wings and a horn like Twilight at the end. The ponies enter the room and proceed straight, stopping a short distance from the two princesses. The white pony's words, elements of harmony, thank goodness you're Dash, were interrupted as the pony Hashirama. The white pony said, can you tell me who you are? My name is Hashirama Senju, your highness, I have heard that you have a problem, I come with them to solve this problem, Hashirama responded. With I see, Celestia. The white pony continued, let me introduce myself. My name is Princess Celestia. She is now known as Princess Celestia. Also referred to as the goddess of the sun, Celestia is a tall, white pony with wings and horns, flowing hair in many colors, golden royal ornaments, and a sun on its butt. Celestia pointed to the dark blue pony and said, and this is my sister, Princess Luna. The dark blue pony, now known as Princess Luna, remarked, greetings. Like Celestia and Twilight, Luna is a dark blue pony with horn and wings. Her sapphire-colored hair has a grayish Persian blue aurora around it. She also wears royal ornaments and a moon on her butt. Twilight said, "So princess, what's the problem?" "Right, me and Lulu are feeling a powerful energy. This energy surpasses both our powers, it also surpasses Discord's powers. This power is nearby and we want all of you to find it. Come back here if you have found anything, okay?" replied Celestia. Hashirama uttered, "Wait, your highness." Luna questioned, "What is it, Sir Hashirama?" Hashirama remarked, "I think I know who are you sensing." "Really?" "Who?" inquired Celestia. "It is none other than Madara Uchiha. Madara is my friend and is very powerful," Hashirama stated. "Who are you referring to, Madara?" Luna inquired. "Madara is my friend, no my rival. He has a long and spiky hair, and wears an armor like mine. He is like me," Hashirama said. "He is similar to you, but he wears armor and has spiky hair." Celestia remarked, "My guards haven't heard anything about a creature with spiky hair and armor like you." "Oh," answered Hashirama. "So Madara isn't here. Hold on, if the princesses can sense that powerful energy, why can't I?" Hashirama wondered, "Unless they're talking about my energy." When Hashirama closes his eyes, his face alters, revealing crimson marks in the middle of his forehead and around and beneath his eyes. Hashirama also enters Sage mode. "What's tarnation? How is your face partner doing?" Applejack inquired. "I have entered Sage mode. During Sage mode, I can feel everyone's energy in Canterlot," Hashirama stated. Sage mode? "If I may ask, what is that?" Luna inquired. Sage mode is done when you add nature energy inside you. Senjutsu can enhance your power, your speed, even your jutsus, Hashirama stated. "Take notes, Spike." Spike is ordered by Twilight. Spike said, "Got it." Spike is given a paper and a quill by Twilight, who magically produces them so that he can take notes. After receiving the paper and quill, Spike gets ready to take notes. "So your power, speed, and everything else are all increased in Sage mode?" Celestia inquired. Hashirama replied, "Yes." "So hold on, does that imply that my speed will double if I, for instance, go to Sage mode?" Rainbow inquired. Hashirama replied, "Yes." "Awesome. How can you infuse yourself with the energy of nature?" Rainbow inquired. "By concentrating the nature force around you. Mastering Sage mode is hard. It will take you like weeks, maybe years, or maybe even decades to master it," Hashirama stated. Rainbow exclaimed, "Whoa! Wait a second. Are you implying that we sense your abilities?" Luna inquired. "Yes," Hashirama replied as he came out of Sage mode. "I challenge you to a duel if you can prove it," Luna uttered. "Are you certain?" Hashirama remarked, "I don't want to kill innocent ponies. Do you accept the challenge?" "I'm not kidding," Luna inquired. "All right, I'll take up your challenge. However, where will we fight?" Hashirama inquired. Luna remarked, "It sounds good in the Canterlot arena." Luna responded, "All right, I'll take up your challenge." "Are you crazy, Lulu? Battling someone who is more powerful than us?" Celestia inquired. "He may be lying, Tia, he has to prove that he is stronger than I," stated Luna. "Get ready to be transported to the Canterlot arena by teleportation," Luna uttered. Luna's horn starts to glow a cobalt blue, and then all of them vanish. At the Canterlot arena, they all resurface in the middle of the Canterlot arena, which is spacious and ideal for duels. Celestia transports the Harmony components to the royal seats, leaving Luna and Hashirama by alone in the middle of the arena. "Are you ready?" Luna inquired. According to Hashirama, ready. Everyone's eyes widened as Luna's horn started to grow cobalt blue once more. She then pointed it at Hashirama and began to discharge magical blasts. Hashirama clapped his hands together as large tree branches began to sprout and began to form a wooden wall. "How does he do that in Equestria?" Rarity inquired. "So fantastic," Rainbow said. The statement, "he has a green thumb," was made by Pinky. "Well, but how?" did Twilight ask. Hashirama hasn't moved. Luna starts to perspire, and the blast causes the wooden wall to shatter into twigs. "I haven't seen any people manipulate trees and make them grow on the ground at random," Luna remarked. Hashirama remarked, "I believe it's time to end this fight." Luna raises an eyebrow, wondering what Hashirama is doing, as Harem begins to make hand signs. Luna looks around and notices that big wooden branches are growing at random. Mukatun Hijitsu, Kotenjukai. Deep forest emergence, secret wood-style jutsu. Large trees begin to grow everywhere, and Luna starts to fly around them. When a tree branch grabs Luna's left back hoof, it stops flying. Tree branches begin to encircle Luna's front and rear hooves, trapping her. Hashirama puts his arms back to the side, and everyone's eyes widen once more. "Oh no, I can't get away," Luna uttered. "I have won, Princess Luna," Hashirama declared. "No, it's not finished yet," Luna uttered. Luna's horn starts to glow cobalt blue, and she starts launching magical blasters at random. After a short while, she is free, and she gently lands on the ground before looking at Hashirama. "This is only the beginning, I haven't taken this battle seriously yet," Luna replied. The statement, "Neither am I princess," was made by Hashirama. "What? Are you reserving?" Luna inquired. Hashirama replied, "Yes." While Hashirama claps his hands together, Luna gets ready for the impending assault. Mokutan, Jutsu no Makujin. Wood Golem Jutsu is the wood style. A huge wooden statue that resembles a fully grown dragon rises from the ground. Hashirama is perched atop the statue's head, and Luna's eyes enlarge and start to perspire once more. Mokutan, Jutsu no Mokuryu. Wood style, Jutsu wood dragon. Around the big wooden statue, a long wooden dragon starts to slither. The dragon's eyes flash green, just like the eyes of the wooden statue, and its body is long with a trunk-like nose. Applejack remarked, "Princess Luna might need some help." Fluttershy uttered, "I agree, but we have no choice but to watch. It was very idiotic of her to challenge Hashirama into a duel," replied Celestia. As Luna starts to fly, her horn begins to light. She blasts them in Hashirama's direction, but the wooden golem shields Hashirama from the oncoming attacks. Hashirama orders the wooden dragon to capture Luna, but the dragon attacks and tries to capture her but escapes. "I need to come up with a strategy to win," Luna pondered. The golem starts to move and tries to grab Luna, but Luna manages to escape its grasp. Suddenly, the wooden dragon grabs Luna, and Hashirama smiles as everyone gasps. "Oh no," Luna yelled in agony. "Luna, princess!" The components of Harmony yelled. "Lulu," Celestia yelled. Luna senses that her strength is waning, and she makes an unsuccessful attempt to break free from the dragon's hold. After a short while, Luna starts to feel drowsy, so the wooden dragon gently places her on the ground. Luna muttered, *huff I surrender," before turning in for the night. Hashirama falls precisely on the ground and approaches Luna after the wooden golem and dragon turn to smoke. Suddenly, Celestia and the elements of harmony trot in their direction. "Are you okay, Lulu?" Celestia inquired in a concerned tone. "She is fine. The wooden dragon absorbed Princess Luna's energy. I do not intend to hurt or kill an innocent pony," Hashirama stated. Twilight uttered the words, "Thank goodness for that." Hashirama claps his hands together, and then a blue aurora appears all around him. It then moves directly toward Luna, who is now encircled by a blue aurora that resembles Hashirama. After a short while, Luna starts to awaken, and the blue aurora starts to fade. What took place? Luna sat up and inquired. "We had a duel and I won. The wooden dragon absorbed your energy in order for you to go to sleep," Hashirama stated. "I have to admit, thou art very powerful, Sir Hashirama," Luna responded. "Your power surpasses both our powers, you also surpasses Discord's power, your power is godlike," remarked Celestia. Hashirama remarked, "Well, I used to be known as the god of shinobi." "Shinobi's god?" Pinky inquired. Hashirama replied, "Yes." "Hashirama, you seriously need some explaining to do," remarked Twilight. "Very well, everyone take a sit, this explanation is long," Hashirama stated. "All right, where do I begin?" Hashirama inserted his index finger into his chin and inquired. "Would you mind telling us where you all came from?" Applejack inquired. "Nice idea, AJ," Twilight remarked. "Okay, I live in the elemental nations. The elemental nations have 5 lands: water, earth, fire, wind, and lightning, and each land has their leader. Once the leaders of the 5 lands unit, they are called as the 5 Kage," Hashirama replied. 5 Kage? What is a Kage? Did Twilight ask? A Kage is one of the leaders of the 5 land and they are acknowledged as the most powerful ninja in the village, Hashirama stated. "Hold on, did you mention a ninja?" Pinky inquired. Hashirama replied, "Yes." "Oh. Being a ninja was always my dream." "That's what you wear, then?" Pinky pointed to Hashirama's attire. "Yes, this is what I'm wearing," Hashirama said. "May I inquire why you require armor?" "You have another reason for wearing that armor, even though I know it's for protection," Rarity remarked. "You figure it out then, don't you?" "So, if you look closely at the collar, you'll notice a symbol that stands for my clan," Hashirama explained. Everyone notices a strange emblem on Hashirama's armor collar. "So that's the symbol of your clan?" Fluttershy inquired. "What a weird-looking symbol, it looks like pitchforks," Rainbow commented. "Rainbow run. Be respectful," Twilight uttered. Rainbow remarked, "But it does look like pitchforks." "A rainbow, Rainbow Dash," was yelled at by Twilight. Rainbow said, okay, I'll stop talking now." The words, "Hee sorry for Rainbow's attitude," were spoken by Twilight. "It's okay," Hashirama remarked. "Say, Mr. Hashirama, I have a question for you. You previously stated that Madara is your friend, correct? What caused the two of you to fight?" Fluttershy uttered. Hashirama remained silent for a short while before sighing and speaking. "Madara is a good friend, he has the same dream as I do, to build a village in order to protect children and to stop the war and bring peace to our land, but after a few years later, we begin to fight for the sake of our clan. I'll tell you the whole story. When Madara's brother died," Hashirama said. Flashback starts. Madara uses his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan to gaze at Hashirama. According to Tobarama, those eyes. "Where is your brother?" Hashirama uttered. Your brother killed him, which is why he is dead, but he granted me the authority to defend my clan before he died. Madara uttered those words as her eyes glowed a vivid red. Madara, if you really want to protect your clan, let us stop fighting, I responded. Hashirama extended his hand in the hopes that Madara would accept it, but Madara declined. Suddenly, a blue aurora encircles Madara's body. Hashirama, Madara let out a scream. Madara awakens the Susanoo, which has a body with 2 arms on the front and 2 more on the back, as well as a head on the front and a back. Hashirama does 3 hand seals inside the Susanoo's rib cage. Mokutan, Kajikai Korin, wood style, deep forest bloom. A yellow gas spreads into the air as the flowers bloom, and the Susanoo gets up and punches the large tree branches away. The Susanoo kneels down as the yellow gas enters and causes Madara to inhale it. Large tree branches begin to grow everywhere and attack the Susanoo. Many of the large tree branches bum the Susanoo, causing the Susanoo to fall down. You mean poison pollens? Madara uttered. This has to end, Madara. There's no use in fighting, Hashirama yelled, with no meaning. So why did my brother pass away? Madara uttered. Hashirama looks at the ground and remains mute. You jerks killed him, that's why, Madara yelled. The Susanoo starts to change into the ideal Susanoo. As Harem starts to do the 3-hand seals once more inside the Susanoo's gem, Madara. Mokutan, Makujin no Jutsu, wood style, wood golem jutsu. A huge wooden statue with a wooden dragon in its torso emerges from the ground, and Hashirama stands on top of the statue's head. The statue and the Susanoo engage in hand-to-hand combat, and Hashirama orders the dragon to strike the Susanoo. The dragon charges at the Susanoo, but the Susanoo grabs the dragon's head, and the Susanoo spins the dragon and the wooden statue around before letting go of the wooden dragon's head. The wooden statue crashes on a mountain, releasing a thick cloud of smoke. The golem extinguishes the smoke after the Susanoo lashes out with its swords. Madara. We had a friendship, Hashirama yelled. Hashirama. How long will you continue to use such childish language? Showing our guts together is simply not doable, Madara uttered. The golem prepares to strike the Susanoo, while the Susanoo prepares to attack the golem. Hashirama, Madara yelled. Madara. Hashirama yelled. After a day, the struggle is done, Madara is lying on the ground and Hashirama is kneeling next to her. Both of them are exhausted and panting, and Tobirama approaches the two. The Susanoo and the golem clash, causing a huge explosion. Tobirama declared, Madara, it's time for you to pass away. When Tobirama pulls out his sword and prepares to attack Madara, Hashirama intervenes. He is not touched, Hashirama uttered. But why, brother? Tobirama inquired. Madara is my friend and I will never abandon him no matter what, remarked Hashirama. But it is useless Hashirama, it is just impossible to show our guts together, Madara responded. So, what must I do to get our friendship back together? Hashirama inquired. Either kill yourself or kill your brother so it will be fair, stated Madara. Can't you see, brother? He's crazy, Tobirama remarked. Madara's eyes enlarge as Hashirama gets up, removes his armor, and points a kunai at himself. You can't be serious, brother. Tobirama uttered. Hashirama closed his eyes after saying, Tobirama, you are now the Senju's leader, and I ask everyone to never hurt Madara. Hashirama opened his eyes and turned to face Madara, who was grinning as he stopped him from striking the kunai to himself. Hashirama stated, "Enough, I've seen your gut." The Uchiha and the Senju reunited after a few years, and then Madara and Hashirama were on top of the mountain, the same mountain where they used to hang out as children, with the village that was still under construction in front of it. A few months later, the village was finished, and Hashirama and Madara were standing atop the mountain, gazing down at the village. Hashirama remarked, "The village looks great, but it needs a name." The wind suddenly picks up a bundle of leaves, and Madara snatches one. The leaf has a hole in the middle, and Madara looks at the hole. "How about the settlement of Den Leaf?" "On the leaves, a village," Madara proposed. Flashback concluded. According to Hashirama, and with that said, the Hidden Leaf village was born. "Have you murdered the brother of Madara?" Luna inquired. Hashirama responded, "Nope, my brother killed Madara's brother." Celestia uttered, I have nothing to say. "Why do your partners argue, Adu? Are you unable to get along with the Uchiha?" Applejack inquired. "The Senju and the Uchiha clan are bitter enemies, the two clans fight each other to show who is stronger," Hashirama stated. "I would like to know if Madara is stronger than you," Luna inquired. Hashirama remarked, "I am stronger than him." "Hashirama, could you please explain what an Mangekyo USS Sharingan and an Susanoo are?" did Twilight ask. "Only Madara knows about the Mangekyo Sharingan and the Susanoo," remarked Hashirama. Twilight muttered, "Oh," in disappointment. "I think I told you everything about myself, now it is your turn to explain yourselves," Hashirama replied. "Very well, you already know me and Lulu, and I know that you already know the main success names," Klestia replied. "Main six?" Hashirama inquired. Twilight remarked, "That would be us. Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, and Fluttershy are behind Twilight." "Oh," Hashirama murmured. "The elements of harmony is another name for the main six," Celestia stated. "Harmonious elements?" Hashirama inquired. "Yes, the elements of harmony are 6 supernatural artifacts representing subjective aspects of harmony. Each elements have their own wielder. Rainbow Dash is the element of loyalty, Applejack is the element of honesty, Rarity the element of generosity, Fluttershy the element of kindness, Pinkie Pie the element of laughter, and finally Twilight Sparkle the element of magic," said Celestia. "Well, I have a question. Are there a lot of talking ponies here?" Hashirama inquired. "No, not everything who lives in Equestria are ponies, there are supernatural creatures like manticores, hydras and other," replied Celestia. An additional query, how are pythons categorized? "You and your sister are among the horned and winged ponies," Hashirama remarked. "Ponies that have horns is called unicorns, ponies that have wings are called Pegasus, ponies that have both wings and horns is called an alicorn," stated Celestia. "Oh," muttered Hashirama. Celestia remarked, "I think that is everything." Hashirama nods, then notices that the sky is growing darker. The others follow suit. Celestia declared, "It's time, Lulu." "Is it time? For what purpose?" Hashirama inquired. "According to Celestia, to set the sun and raise the moon." Twilight remarked, "And it's time for us to return home." "Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, catcha all later," Rainbow said. Everyone waves at Rainbow Dash as she soars upward and westward. Celestia remarked, "Come on Lulu, it's time for us to leave too." Everyone waves at the two princesses as Luna nods before they take off and return to the Canterlot. "How can we get home?" Applejack inquired. Hashirama proposed, "Perhaps Twilight could transport us back to Ponyville." Sorry Hashirama, but I can't teleport ourselves to a very distant places, replied Twilight. Hashirama remarked, then I suppose we just have to ride our way home. It takes 2 hours for the train to arrive, Rarity stated. What is a train? Hashirama inquired. You have no idea what a train is. A train is similar to a long worm, but it has wheels and carts to move quickly and carry ponies, Pinky remarked. Hashirama remarked, oh, well, I guess I just have to get our own train. You own a train of your own? Spike inquired. The ground begins to tremble as Hashirama closes his eyes and claps his hands, returning to sage mode. Mokutan, Mokuryu no Jutsu, Wood Style, Wood Dragon Jutsu. As the wooden dragon starts to emerge from the earth, Hashirama is perched atop its head, and Spike and Mane 6 are perched atop its body. Hold on tight, everyone, this is going to be a difficult ride, Hashirama remarked. Everyone nods and grasps a sturdy tree. After they have the tree firmly grasped, Hashirama starts to give the dragon Senjutsu, which increases its speed. Hashirama gives the dragon instructions to move, and the dragon obeys, leaving the stadium and heading toward the cliff. Hashirama, Twilight uttered. We're going down, Rarity yells. Just hang on tight, Hashirama uttered. Everyone except Hashirama screams as the dragon leaps off the cliff. A short while later, it crashes, producing a lot of smoke. The dragon escapes the smoke and starts to crawl toward Ponyville. When they get close enough, Hashirama returns to normal, and the wooden dragon turns into smoke. After the smoke has subsided, they begin to move in the direction of Ponyville. In Ponyville, the moon and stars are now visible in the sky, and Hashirama, Mane 6, and Spike are walking through the streets of Ponyville. Since most ponies are sleeping, Ponyville is peaceful. I'll see darlings tomorrow, have a pleasant night every pony, Rarity replied. Rarity turns left and heads directly toward the Carousel Boutique. I'm going to stop now. See you all tomorrow, Pinky uttered. Pinky turns right, heading directly toward Sugarcube Corner. Twilight, Spike, Applejack, Fluttershy, and Hashirama all head straight for Twilight's kingdom. After a few minutes, they arrive at the front gate, where Hashirama is enamored with the kingdom, which is a big tree with a castle on top. A purple giant star that resembles Twilight's star is perched atop the castle on her butt. What a huge castle, Hashirama remarked. Fluttershy said, I should be leaving now, see you tomorrow, before turning to go. Before turning to leave, Applejack remarked, me too, bet Granny Smith must be worrying about me. According to Twilight, let's go inside. After Twilight magically opens the doors, they enter the castle, which is filled with expensive furniture, statues, books, and other items. They proceed upstairs and through the enormous gate, where they find Twilight in Spike's bed, a telescope, and a small treasure chest next to their bed. I'm providing you my castle as a place to stay since you have nowhere else to sleep. Would you kindly bring the extra mattress downstairs, Spike? Twilight uttered. I have it covered, so there's no need to get me a mattress, Hashirama remarked. The bed is positioned next to Spike's basket, and 2 pillows and a blanket appear on it miraculously. Hashirama extends his arm, and his fingers transform into tree branches. The branches begin to form a wooden bed, and he pulls his arm with enough force to separate his fingers from the tree branches. Here are your pillows and your blanket in case you get cold, stated Twilight. Hashirama said, thank you, Twilight. Twilight and Spike lay on their own beds before turning in for the night, while Hashirama lies on the wooden bed. A human, an alicorn, and a dragon are rearranging books inside a magnificent castle on a bright and beautiful day in Ponyville. All of the ponies are going about their morning routines before performing their duties, and many fillies are heading to Ponyville school. "Who is this daring do?" Hashirama inquired. "Willing to do?" Twilight remarked, "She's just an adventurer and a treasure hunter." Hashirama remarked, "I see." Twilight looks about, content with their work, and Hashirama returns the book to the bookshelf. They have finished rearranging the books, and the room is spotless and organized. Twilight remarked, "Well done, everyone. The castle looks clean." "You mean Twilight?" Spike spoken. "Yes, Spike," Twilight questioned her top helper. "Are you certain which day it is today?" Spike smiled as he asked Twilight. "On what day?" "Yes, exactly. I'm going to finish all of my princess work today," Twilight declared. When Spike's smile turns into a frown, Hashirama notices and frowns as well. Twilight then magically produces a piece of paper and hands it to Spike, who unfolds it to reveal a list of tasks that must be completed. Twilight remarked, "That is the list that you should need to do." "All right, I suppose you want me to do them right now," Spike said in a dejected manner. "Yes, Spike, and thank you for helping me, it means a lot to me," replied Twilight. With his head lowered, Spike approaches the door and leaves the castle, leaving Twilight and Hashirama alone in the room. Hashirama turns to face Twilight. "How did you treat Spike?" "He's very depressed," Hashirama inquired. "I gave Spike's duty list in order for Spike to leave the castle and give time to prepare Spike's birthday party," explained Twilight. "A celebration for a birthday?" Hashirama inquired. Twilight remarked, "Yes, the party expert should be here right about, Right now," someone yelled. When he turns around, Hashirama sees Pinkie Pie carrying a cart filled of balloons, party hats, decorations, a flag, and a cannon. He raises an eyebrow and walks over to the cart, examining it. "What are these?" Hashirama inquired. "These, my good man, are the things that a party needs," remarked Pinkie. "Oh," Hashirama murmured. "Twilight, where are the others?" Twilight was asked by Pinkie. "They ought to be here by now," Twilight remarked. Twilight magically opens the door after the doorbell rings, letting the rest of the main six, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, and Fluttershy, enter the castle through the massive doors. "Excellent. Let's begin now that everyone has arrived. First and foremost, since there will be 2 parties, we must set up these decorations as soon as possible," Pinkie stated. "2 gatherings?" Fluttershy inquired. "Yes, did you forget that I'll also be throwing a party for Hashirama?" Pinkie inquired. "How much effort did you put into Spike's work?" Twilight was asked by Pinkie. "Roughly 15, Twilight uttered. 15. "That is insufficient," Pinkie remarked. "How much assistance do you require?" Hashirama questioned Pinkie. "Like 25, Pinkie uttered. 18 wood replicas of Hashirama begin to grow from his back as he claps his hands together. After a little while, the wood copies separate from Hashirama, and he sets his arms aside once more. Everyone gasped. "What's tarnation?" Applejack inquired. Hashirama remarked, "I created wood clones to assist with party setup." "Wowsies, okay, we have enough to organize the celebration." "Are you all prepared to do so?" Pinkie inquired. "Yes," everyone uttered. While Pinkie and Applejack are in the kitchen preparing the party's food, they begin setting up the party, helping each other to put up balloons and decorations. In the meanwhile, Spike, saddened, Spike sighed as he strolled through Ponyville streets. Twilight forgot that today is my birthday, Spike remarked solemnly. Spike landed on the ground after abruptly bumping into a pony. The pony said, "Oh, I apologize." The pony extends its hoof, which Spike clutches as he sits up and massages his head. The pony then assists Spike in standing again. "I apologize, I didn't pay attention to my destination, Mrs. Blossom Rose," Spike spoken. "Hey, Spike." Now known as Blossom Rose, the pony said. A brown saddlebag is carried by Blossom Rose, a long-haired, light yellow pony with a rose on its butt. "Hey Blossom Rose, say, are you aware of the current day?" Spike spoken. Blossom remarked, "Of course, it's birthday." Spike's eyes widened, and some of his internal depression vanished. "I'm on my to see you to give you your present, but since you're here," Blossom said. Blossom pulls out a bouquet of roses from her saddlebag and hands it to Spike, who takes it and sniffs it. "Thank you, Blossom Rose, it smells amazing," Spike remarked. Before leaving, Blossom remarked, "Thank you, Spike. I picked those roses from our yard. Anyway, see you later." Spike's eyes well up with tears as he gazes at the rose. Spike thought, at least someone remembered what day it is today. "Oh no," Spike thought, "I forgot I had to do something." Examining the list, Spike determines what has to be done. "Okay, get some quills and papers from Quills and Papers shop, that should be easy," suggested Spike. After that, Spike heads directly to Quills and Papers. In the meanwhile, Hashirama and the main six. There, a little to the left. "That's right," Fluttershy uttered. "Happy birthday Spike and welcome to Ponyville Hashirama," is written on the banner, which the two Hashirama and Fluttershy glance at as they get down from the stool. "How about this?" Hashirama inquired. "Too boring," Rarity uttered. Hashirama shows Rarity the purple ribbon after dropping the green one. "How about this?" Hashirama inquired. "Excellent," Rarity uttered. After Rarity miraculously obtains the purple ribbon and attaches it to the red confetti, both Rarity and Hashirama take a step back and survey the scene. Everything appears to be in perfect order, and both Rarity and Hashirama are quite happy. According to Twilight, "Put those hats over there," by indicating the table's corner. Twilight is content and steps aside when Hashirama places all of the party hats in the table's corner. The party hats and gifts for Spike from Main 6 are neatly arranged on the table. "Where do I put this, say?" An additional Hashirama uttered. "The food." "Come here," Twilight said. Twilight takes the lead, followed by Hashirama carrying a tray of food. Twilight pauses in front of a table, and Hashirama places the tray on the table before returning to the kitchen. The remaining Hashirama clones assist other clones in delivering food, and Twilight surveys the area. The setup is nearly complete. Twilight pondered, "Where is Spike?" In the meanwhile, Spike now has a saddlebag, necklaces, and jewels. He is speaking to Mrs. Cheerly in front of Ponyville School, and his saddlebag has more gems, toys, kitchen utensils, and other items. Spike remarked, "Thank you for the hat, Mrs. Cheerly." Cheerly said, "No problem, birthday dragon." Cheerly then moves to the other side, where Spike's adorable face changes to one of greed. He starts to grow a little, he looks at the list, and all the tasks Twilight requested are finished. Spike throws the paper and returns to the library, not realizing he has gained another growth. His tail grows a little, and his green scales begin to change. While strolling through Ponyville, Spike saw that there were no ponies in the area, which caused him to scratch his head. Spike pondered, where are all the ponies? Some of them haven't given me their gifts. He shrugs after a short while and then returns to the library. In the meanwhile, Hashirama and the main six. Now that the celebration has been set up, Twilight and the others survey the area. There are numerous balloons, food items, party hats, and decorations throughout the party. All of the Hashirama clones vanished, and then the main six and Hashirama heard a doorbell. Twilight went to the big door and opened it, revealing the residents of Pondville. Twilight grinned and paved the way for the residents to enter. Every pony, perfect timing, Twilight uttered. Where is Spike, say, Pinkie inquired. Rainbow Dash approaches the closest window to catch a glimpse of Spike approaching the castle. Hide, everyone. Spike will arrive. Rainbow said. Following that, everyone hides. Twilight then magically flips the light switch, turning the room dark. A few moments later, the door opens, and Spike enters, wondering why it's dark. He flips the light switch. Astonishingly, every pony uttered. Spike's eyes enlarge as he realizes that Ponyville residents are present. Twilight approached Spike with the other members of the main six and Hashirama and wished him a happy birthday. You didn't forget my birthday, then? Spike inquired. Obviously not. Why would I overlook the birthday of my top assistant? Twilight uttered. Twilight smiles and gives Spike a hug in return. After a little while, Spike breaks the embrace. Twilight. Where are the gifts? Spike inquired. The present is on the table, and Twilight pointed to it, saying, it's over there. Twilight and the others approach Spike as he runs to the table and starts to unwrap his present. The main six and Hashirama raise an eyebrow, and then Spike starts to grow steadily. The main six's eyes widen. Twilight exclaimed, oh no, it's happening again. What? What's going on again? Hashirama inquired. Everyone, leave the castle right away. Spike is experiencing growth spurts once more, Twilight yelled. Everyone begins to scream, and they all depart the castle while still yelling. Hashirama and the main six watch Spike continue to grow until he reaches and destroys the castle's ceiling. Play the Blind Animal OST for Naruto Shippuden. Spike starts to change. His green scales turn into sharp ones as he gets bigger and bigger. His tail gets longer and his teeth get sharper. He roars, and flames shoot out of his mouth. Spike then looks around to see what he can find. He discovered a glittering diamond necklace around a mare's neck. Spike starts to approach the mare. When the mare sees the dragon approaching, she flees, but Spike is too quick. Spike snatches the mare and throws her, and the mare screams as she begins to fall. Suddenly, a blue blur catches the mare, and Rainbow Dash gently places the mare on the ground. The mare said, "Thank you," before fleeing once more. Rainbow looks to the right to see the others approaching, as Hashirama and the main six watch Spike demolish homes and take items that aren't his. "We must take action," Fluttershy uttered. "What can we do, though?" Applejack inquired. "Has Spike ever changed into that form?" Hashirama inquired. Twilight remarked, "Yes, and it also happened on his birthday 4 years ago." "How did Spike become normal again?" Hashirama inquired. "He takes a look at the fire ruby he brought to me," stated Rarity. "Then that is what we need to do, we need to get that ruby and show it to Spike," Hashirama responded. "Where is the fire ruby, though?" Pinkie inquired. According to Rarity, it is in the Carousel Boutique. "What are you waiting for, then?" Acquire it. Rainbow said. I can't because Spike might grab me, stomp me, or worse. For me to obtain that fire ruby, we must entice Spike to leave Ponyville, Rarity stated. Give it to me, Hashirama uttered. The words, please be careful with Spike, were spoken by Twilight. According to Hashirama, I will. Song termination. When Hashirama is sufficiently close to Spike, he stops and cries out to him. Spike, Hashirama yelled. Spike glances down as he turns around and spots Hashirama. Spike, listen to me, you need to stop, you're hurting innocent ponies and taking things that doesn't belong to you, Hashirama stated. Spike gives Hashirama a fierce gaze. Pay attention. I truly don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to fight you, Hashirama stated. Spike roars, flames emerge from his mouth, Hashirama claps his hands together, and Spike continues to gaze at him viciously. Play any fighting song from the Naruto Shippuden OST. Hashirama uttered, then so be it. Mokuton, Makujin no Jutsu, Wood Style, Wood Golem Jutsu. Every pony in Ponyville is staring at the two giants as a wooden golem with a dragon on its torso rises from the ground. Spike attacks first, but the golem blocks his punch, and the two start sparring hand to hand. Meanwhile, they are using the main six to watch Hashirama and Spike battle. So fantastic. Rainbow said. Please be careful, Twilight murmured, expressing concern for Spike. Don't worry, sweetheart. He will be cautious, Rarity reassured Twilight. Now that Spike and the golem are holding hands and neither of them is letting go, the wooden dragon starts to move. It charges at Spike and slithers around his body before tightening its hold. Spike releases his hold and struggles to get away from the golem's hold. The golem grabs Spike's tail, but as soon as he has it, the wooden dragon releases it and returns to the golem's torso. Before releasing Spike's tail, the golem starts to spin him around and around. Spike soars just outside of Ponyville, which makes Hashirama smile. Hashirama turns to the right and looks down to find the main six staring at him. Now go grab the fire ruby, Hashirama yelled. Rarity answered, right. The golem sprints to where Spike is. After a few minutes, the golem arrives at Spike's location. It searches the area for Spike but only sees a wide open space. Suddenly, Spike appears behind the golem and headlocks the golem, who is now struggling to free himself from Spike's hold. The wooden dragon starts to move again and charge at Spike, and Spike lets out a green flame from his mouth, which spreads and moves toward the golem. When Hashirama notices the fire approaching, he leaps away before it reaches the golem, which is now charred and turning to ashes. He lands precisely on the ground and spins around just in time to see Spike throw a punch, and he swiftly executes three hand seals. Mokuton, Kajikai Korin, Wood Style, Deep Forest Bloom. Suddenly, a large number of tree branches start to grow randomly. Spike tries to breathe fire to burn the branches, but there are too many of them. One large tree branch tangles itself on Spike's mouth, preventing Spike from breathing fire. Two large tree branches emerge from the ground and charge at Spike's arm. Two branches grab Spike's arm, canceling his attack. The remaining tree branches entangle themselves around Spike's body, and large flowers begin to bloom. When the flowers open, they release a yellow gas, which Spike inhales and makes him drowsy. Spike fights this drowsiness, and he succeeds. He opens his mouth wide to break the tangled tree branch on his mouth, and then he begins to exhale fire, which causes the tree branches to burn and turn into ashes. When all the tree branches had turned to ashes after a short while, Hashirama heard someone yell his name. "How is Shirama?" a voice yelled. When the main six are approaching them at a trot, Spike moves to the left and Hashirama turns to the right. Spike notices that Rarity is clutching a big heart, fire ruby, in a magical way. Rarity said, "We've got the fire ruby." Spike approaches the main six, which begins to tremble in terror. Hashirama claps his hands and switches to Sage mode. "Senpu, Myojinman, Sage Art, Gracious Deity Gate." Spike roared in agony as a torii gate crashed on his tail, causing him to fall to the ground. "Seal Head." After a torii dropped on Spike's neck, forcing him to yell in agony once more, Hashirama puts his arms back by his side and resumes his regular gait. He then runs towards the main six, who are all staring at Spike without moving. Song termination. What's causing the fire ruby to malfunction? A voice said. After shaking their heads, the main six turned to the left and saw Hashirama approaching them. "I don't know, it used to function, but why isn't the fire ruby working now?" Rarity uttered. Spike snarls, and the main six begins to tremble once more in terror. "Don't worry, those gate immobilize Spike's ability to breath fire," Hashirama stated. The main six stops trembling and lets out a sigh of relief. Spike tries to get to his feet but is unsuccessful. He tries again, but the outcome remains the same. Hashirama said, "Perhaps you're not using the fire ruby correctly." Rarity remarked, "Maybe you're right." Rarity uses the fire ruby to approach Spike, and when she is close enough, Rarity talks. "A Spike. Remember, it's me, Rarity. We got the actual Spike back, and I need my little Spikey Wikey back, so please, 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 please," Rarity begged. The other members of the main six remarked, "We need you back, Spike." When Spike notices that the fire ruby is glowing, his eyes enlarge, and he starts to shrink. As he shrinks, his sharp green scales return to normal, his sharp teeth return to their small size, and his tail gets shorter. After a few minutes, Spike is back to normal. "Spike!" the main six shouted. With a smile on his face, Hashirama looks at the main six as he trots towards Spike and gives him a close hug before the main six breaks the embrace. "Where am I, Arg? Why am I experiencing mild pain throughout my body?" Spike inquired. As he approached Spike and the main six, Hashirama remarked, "You went on a rampage and changed into a giant dragon. I apologize for hurting you, but I have no choice but to do it. Did I lose my temper again?" "Everyone now despises me," Spike remarked. "That's not true, it was an accident, Spike. You know that the every pony will love you no matter what," Twilight responded. "Yes, you have aided numerous ponies in Ponyville. Given all of your good deeds, why would any pony despise you?" Pinky uttered. "I suppose you're correct," Spike remarked. "Am I making a mistake?" a voice said. Spike and Hashirama turned to face the two princesses in main six. "Your Highness, Princess Celesta and Princess Luna, what are you doing here?" did Twilight ask. "Well, we saw Spike is on his growth spurt rampage and we came here as soon as possible to help you out, but it seems that Hashirama took care of everything," replied Celestia. "What art are those items, sir?" Luna remarked, "They look fascinating," as she took in the torii gates. Those gates merely render a target immobile," Hashirama stated. Luna remarked as she continued to view the torii gate, "Oh, I must say, what a fascinating gate. I'm sorry every pony for causing problems, especially for you Hashirama," Spike said. Hashirama remarked, "That's okay, I have to admit you are strong. Ah really? Spike inquired, and Hashirama gave a nod. Blah, blah, blah. Has anyone forgotten about the celebration? Pinky stated, it's still early. Twilight remarked, oh right, the party. Want to join the celebration? Celestia inquired. Of course Princess, you and Princess Luna are welcome to join the party, replied Twilight. What do we have to wait for? Come on. Rainbow said. After that, Spike's birthday celebration and Hashirama's welcoming party are carried on when the princesses, Hashirama, Spike, and the main six return to Twilight's realm. Ponyville is experiencing a bright and sunny day, just like yesterday, when Hashirama finally had a party celebration following Spike's growth spurt rampage. However, today, Hashirama and Twilight are cleaning the castle together. Hashirama takes care of the ceiling while Twilight cleans the castle. After a short while, they are finished, and the castle is once again clean. Chui remarked, the castle looks clean again. Hashirama remarked, and the ceiling is fully repaired. When the doorbell sounds, Twilight magically unlocks it, revealing a baby dragon with a massive scroll on his back. Spike enters the room carrying the scroll, and Hashirama approaches him with a smile before removing the enormous scroll from Spike's back and causing Spike to collapse on the ground. Pant, why do you pant need to scroll once more, Spike spoken. Hashirama remarked, this scroll is for seals. Seals? Did Twilight ask? This scroll may contain many techniques like 8 trigrams sealing styles, and other stuff, Hashirama stated. How do the 8 trigrams seal? What is that? Did Twilight ask? It's hard and complicated to explain anyways, I need a paintbrush or thingy that you use to write, Hashirama replied. A quill, do you mean? Twilight uttered. As Hashirama put it, yes, a quill and a lot of ink. Twilight magically produces a quill and 5 ink jars, placing them on the ground. Hashirama places the scroll next to the ink jars and rolls it to the right, leaving half of it open. Using the quill, Hashirama opens the first ink jar and starts writing symbols that neither Twilight nor Spike can decipher. What do you write? Spike inquired. According to Hashirama, I'm writing the symbols. Twilight remarked, what a strange symbol. The 5 ink jars are empty when Hashirama finishes creating the seal, which takes 10 to 15 minutes. He then rolls the scroll to the left and closes it. Hashirama said, done. Hashirama thought, now I'm ready when Madara returns and destroys this place. In any case, why is a scroll of seals necessary? Did Twilight ask? Hashirama remarked, to be ready when something bad happened. But nothing bad will happen today, just look outside, said Twilight. Twilight starts talking as Hashirama looks toward the closest window. It's a bright, sunny and peaceful day here at Ponyville, stated Twilight. What about tomorrow, even though it's sunny, bright, and calm today, Hashirama uttered. Twilight said, unsure of what to say next. You see, Hashirama uttered. Spike abruptly pulls out a letter, which mysteriously appears in front of Twilight's face. Twilight starts reading the letter, and after a few minutes, she finishes. Do dragons have the ability to burp out letters? Hashirama inquired. No, I'm not only Twilight's #1 assistant, I'm also a messenger, remarked Spike. Alright, now tell me what the letter says, Hashirama uttered. Princess Celestia wants to see you, Hashirama, accompanied by me and Spike, Chui replied. Okay, but how are we going to reach Canterlot if Canterlot is distant away, Hashirama responded. Twilight was interrupted by a tremendous bang from the door. The letter also said that the chariot is on the Wadash. Spike remarked, "That's the chariot." Hashirama remarked, "That was fast." Chui remarked, "We better get going." After 10 minutes, the chariot lands in front of a gate of Canterlot's barracks, and Hashirama, Chui, and Spike get out of it. Chui magically opens the door before they all go outside, then closes it again and enters the chariot. Once inside, the two royal Pegasus begin to fly up and fly straight to Canterlot. "What brings us here?" Chui inquired. The gray Pegasus on the left stated, "For some reason, the princesses wanted Sir Hashirama to come here." "For what purpose does the Sun Goddess and her sister want me to come here?" Hashirama inquired. The white Pegasus on the right responded, "Yes, the princesses will arrive shortly." Twilight made the decision to enter and investigate Canterlot's barracks until the princesses arrived as the two Pegasus began to fly away, leaving the three of them alone in front of the barracks. "Come on, let's go inside and explore the place," Chui replied. "Twilight is a fantastic idea," Spike remarked. "That sounds fine, great, then lead the way," Hashirama remarked. Chui nods before taking the lead, and the two follow him inside Canterlot's barracks, which are filled with dummies, spears, swords, arrows, bows, and other war-related equipment. As Hashirama approaches a cabinet full of swords, he notices a sword that resembles the one he has used to battle Madara since they were young. Hashirama thought, "Katana blades, just like the one Madara and I used since we were kids." "Who are you?" a voice said. When Hashirama turns around, she sees a white unicorn with cyan-streaked, moderately blue hair, a daring violet shield with a purple star resembling Twilight's purple star, and 3 moderately blue dots on top of the shield. The unicorn is dressed in a red Confederate outfit. "BBBFF," Chui yelled. "Twilight!" the unicorn declared. Spike moved to stand next to Hashirama as the two of them trot at one another and embrace. "BBBB what?" Hashirama inquired. "BBBFF means Big Brother Best Friend Forever, that's what Twilight always called to his big brother Shining Armor," stated Spike. "This white unicorn is Twilight's brother, isn't it?" Hashirama inquired. "Yep," Spike replied. "Yes, I am Twilight's brother." "Who are you?" "You haven't responded to me yet." Now called Shining Armor/SA, the white unicorn stated. "I'm Hashirama Senju, I'm waiting for the goddess of the sun to arrive with her sister," said Hashirama. "Hashirama? I've heard that you have unmatched talent and immense power," Shining remarked. "Who told you such things?" Hashirama inquired. "The princesses themselves. I have a question for you, god of shinobi," stated Shining. Hashirama remarked, "You may ask away." "Are you proficient with a sword?" Shining inquired. Hashirama responded, "Yes, I am proficient in swordmanship." "Interesting. Could you tell me what kind of blade you are good with?" SA said. Hashirama declared, "I'm proficient with katana swords." "Don't tell me you're going to fight Hashirama," Shining, Chui spoke in a worried tone. "What? No, I won't fight him, but perhaps I could," Shining remarked. "I'm Shining." Chui answered, "No, I won't let you fight him, he's too strong." The statement, "I'm only kidding Twilight," was made by Shining. Twilight adores his brother, Hashirama reflected. "How about I give you all a tour until the princesses come?" Shining made an offer. "But how did you know the princesses were on their way?" Spike inquired. "Princess Celestia told me, she said wait in the barrack until Princess Luna and my wife arrive," stated Shining. "Oh, I see," Spike responded. Should I give you all a tour now? Shining inquired. Okay, was said collectively by Chui, Spike, and Hashirama. After a half hour, Shining Armor concludes his tour of Chui, Spike, and Hashirama in the barracks. They visited numerous locations, including the training room, weapon and armor stashes, and much more. Shining Armor also shows his troops how to train in the training room. Shining remarked, "Well, that's everything." Chui said, "Thanks for the tour, Shining." According to Shining, "No problem." "Why are the princesses taking so long?" Spike inquired, growing irritated. "Don't worry, they should arrive here right about now," said Shining. A voice stated, "Sorry for our tardiness." Chui, Shining, and Hashirama look to the left, while Spike and Hashirama look to the right, where they see Princess Celesta, Princess Luna, and a pink pont with wings and a horn. Her hair is moderately violet with rose and pale gold streaks, and she has a blue heart-shaped diamond in her but with two golden designs on the side. Chui, Spike, and Hashirama bow. "Why did you all take so long?" Shining inquired. The pink pony said, "Well, let's say we just had a small problem." "A minor issue?" Shining inquired. The pink pony remarked, "Maybe a not so much small problem." "Not such a little issue?" Shining inquired. The pink pony acknowledges, "Okay, a big problem. What is Princess Cadance's issue?" Spike inquired. The pink pony, who is now known as Princess Cadance, continued, "Well, you see, did you attempt cooking in the kitchen once more?" Shining uttered. "Maybe," answered Cadance. "Cadance, I told you that never cook, you could have died from the explosion, we have maids to cook for you," stated Shining. "I apologize," Cadance said. "It's alright, don't do it again, okay?" Shining gave Cadance a hug and stated, "You could have died, and I don't want you and your beauty gone from me." The hug was returned with, "Thanks Shining," from Cadance. Celestia responded, "Okay, tell us if the two of you are done." "Oh, I'm sorry, Princess." "You can go ahead," Shining murmured, releasing the embrace. Play the Itachi theme from Naruto's OST, Senya. "Thank you." "Do you know why we called you to the barracks, Hashirama?" Celestia uttered. Hashirama gives a no by shaking his head. Celestia remarked, "I called you here to tell you something." "Something? What is it? Is there another location in the barracks that we could use?" Hashirama inquired. "No, only the barracks are available, the castle getting cleaned at the moment," replied Celestia. "We have received from one my royal guards about a creature as tall as you that has a long spiky hair, has an armor similar to yours, and wields a scythe and a giant strange-looking fan," Luna remarked. "The royal guard also said that he is looking for you, Hashirama," remarked Celestia. "That creature killed a lot of innocent ponies, forcing the ponies to talk 'Where is your whereabouts' before killing that innocent pony," explained Cadance. "And he has almost the same power as you, Hashirama. We believe that only you can take him down," stated Celestia. After glancing at the ground, Hashirama clenches his fist. "Madara," Hashirama pondered. "Where is he?" Hashirama inquired. "He is somewhere in the outskirts of Ponyville, that is why we called you here as fast as possible," stated Celestia. Hashirama declared, "I'm going and face Madara alone." Hashirama starts to move toward the door leading to the barracks exterior. "A by itself? We can assist you," Chui said. Hashirama pauses before the door. "No, it's best that I face him alone, you don't know how powerful Madara is," Hashirama replied. Before leaving Canterlot's barracks, Hashirama opens the door. He then starts to jump from roof to roof until he reaches the cliffside, where he can see Ponyville kilometers away. There is a large, open area to the left of Ponyville. I believe Madara is there, Hashirama pondered. Then, Hashirama leaps from the roof and starts to fall. He lands precisely on the ground after a short while. He then starts to run in the wide area, thinking about Madara. He shakes his head before accelerating. The song concludes, in an unidentified place. Play Hayden's theme from Naruto's OST. A guy named Madara Uchiha, who is as tall as Hashirama, has long, spiky hair, wears the same armor as Hashirama, and travels across an open field while carrying a SCYTH and a brown Gumbai fan with Sharingans on both of the fan's upper corners. Madara wondered, "Where are you, Hashirama?" "Madara," a voice yelled. When Madara turns around, he sees a tall guy with long hair that reaches his waist, wearing armor that like his own but with a Senju clan symbol on the collar. "Hashirama," was said by Madara. "I have heard you are killing innocent ponies and forcing them to tell them where am I," Hashirama replied. "So, they're known as pythons, huh?" "Humph," Madara murmured. "Why do you murder them?" "They have no malicious intent," Hashirama stated. "I've been searching for you, Hashirama. I know that you have befriend with these horses, that is why I forced them to talk and to tell me any information they could tell about you, but they don't know any information about you. I decided to kill them cause they are useless. I haven't found a single pony that contains an information about you. Luckily there is one horse that wears a golden metal armor told me that you live in a place called Ponyville. I decided to spare that horse and went straight to the place so-called Ponyville," Madara said. "What are you going to do now that you've located me?" "Fight me once more." "Madara, why would you ruin all of our hard work when I told you that fighting is pointless?" Hashirama uttered. "Did I not tell you before?" "I have other things that need to be done," Madara remarked. "What is that, too?" Hashirama inquired. Madara remarked, "You don't need to know." Song termination. Madara and Hashirama are now fixed on one another, neither of them flinching. "Now, what do you intend to do?" Hashirama questioned Madara. "I intend to return to the elemental nations and finish the tasks I have been assigned. It is clear that we are in a different dimension, one that is full of weak and useless horses. Perhaps you were unaware of this because your gullible mind is too stupid to recognize it," Madara uttered. "But if you don't know what to do, how are you going to return to the elemental nation?" Hashirama inquired. "When will your naive head work, Hashirama? Do you recall our confrontation at the Valley of End? The force caused by that collision was so strong that it formed an unknown spacetime vortex that sent us to this dimension. In order for me to return to the elemental nation, we must collide again to create the gateway," Madara stated. Madara activates his Sharingan. Hashirama braces himself for any impending attacks. "Hashirama, get ready," Madara uttered. Madara creates a hand seal and activates his Sharingan. "Hashirama, get ready," Madara uttered. Madara inhales deeply, and when Hashirama claps his hands together and looks at him, Madara abruptly lets out a huge blast of fire. Katan, Guka Mikyaku, fire style, majestic destroyer flame. When the fire stream reaches Hashirama, a number of large tree branches begin to grow at random. The other tree branches then begin to form a strong wooden wall to protect Hashirama. When the fire reaches the wooden wall, the wall begins to burn, and Hashirama's eyes widen. Hashirama thought, the fire is too much. Unexpectedly, a huge tree branch emerges from the ground with Hashirama on top of it. The branch keeps climbing until it reaches a height where the fire stream cannot reach Hashirama. The Great Wall is now engulfed by the fire stream, which keeps flowing until it disappears after a short while. The tree branch carrying Hashirama then descends until it touches the ground. "Alright, I believe the real fight is about to start," Madara uttered. Madara awakens his Susanoo, who has 4 limbs, 2 heads, and a body. After his Sharingan starts to change into the Eternal Manjikyu Sharingan, the Susanoo punches Hashirama, who then starts to do hand seals. Mokuton, Kajikai Korin, Wood Style, Deep Forest Bloom. The ground in front of Hashirama is covered with tree branches. 2 of the branches grab the Susanoo's arm, and then the branches start to grow everywhere. They rush towards the Susanoo, bump into him, and cause him to fall. Large flowers begin to grow, and when they do, they release a yellow gas, which causes the Susanoo to stand up and punch the tree branches away. Madara inhales the yellow gas, which weakens Madara, and the Susanoo kneels down. "You mean poison pollen?" Madara uttered. "It's exactly the same as before," Hashirama reflected. Hashirama starts to relive their previous altercation. "Canterlot, somewhere. Where is he?" Chui inquired as she surveyed the town. "Twilight," whispered Spike, perched atop a tree, "you should probably need to see this." When she reaches a certain altitude, Chui flaps her wings and notices a yellow glow, a cluster of enormous flowers, and tree branches on the left side of Ponyville. Chui gasps. "We have to tell the princesses about this," Chui responded. When someone stated, "No need," Chui sees his brother and the 3 princesses when he glances down. "We need to go and help Hashirama," Chui replied. "All right, let's leave," Celestia said. A bright yellow light appeared, teleporting Chui, Shining, Cadance, Luna, and herself to Ponyville as Celestia's horn started to glow yellow. Ponyville, somewhere. The 3 princesses, Chui, Spike, and Shining return in front of the Golden Oaks Library. Chui glances around and notices that all of the ponies in Ponyville are gazing up at the sky in wonder. The other ponies also notice this. "Why are all the ponies staring up at the sky?" Shining inquired. A huge blue object with 2 heads, 4 arms, and a body appears out of nowhere. Chui, Spike, Shining, and the princess are now staring at the blue object in wonder. With Hashirama and Madara. His Susanoo is becoming weak, Madara is panting, and the Susanoo kneels once more. Madara thought, "Damn it, I should have used the Majek Destroyer flame first." Madara starts to descend as the Susanoo starts to fade away. A few moments later, Madara is on the ground and the Susanoo is gone entirely. Madara is still breathing heavily. "It appears that I have no other option," Madara reflected. When Madara finishes performing hand seals, he slams his right hand on the ground, creating an odd symbol. Suddenly, a lot of smoke appears, and when the smoke goes away, a big fox with 9 tails appears. Hashirama then claps his hands once more, and large tree branches start to grow at random once more. Madara gets his Gumbai fan and his SCYTH ready as the 9-tailed fox charges and breaks the wooden branches with its jaws and claws. "I just have to use Bukijutsu and wait until my chakra is restored since I can't use any jutsu right now," Madara reflected. When the 9-tail leaps off Madara's head, Hashirama grabs the scroll behind him and rolls it to the right. He slams his right hand, and all of a sudden, a huge shuriken, swords, and other weapons appear. Hashirama then leaps towards Madara with a large machete, and the 2 start fighting. Madara blocks the blow with his Gumbai fan. In the meantime, Hashirama throws a number of shuriken at Madara, but he blocks it with his Gumbai fan once more. Madara then uses his Gumbai fan to allow the shuriken to charge at him, but he performs a hand seal. A large tree branch appears to block the shuriken attack, and Nine Tails continues to destroy tree branches while roaring. Meanwhile, Madara and Hashirama are still engaged in combat. The incoming strong wind that carries a bunch of tree branches causes them both to jump away from one another. Madara's eternal Manjikyu Sparingan starts to glow red, and then he sees Hashirama controlling the tree branch that is holding a shuriken. Madara is able to block it with his Gumbai fan, but the tree branch exerts so much force that Madara is pushed off the branch he was standing on. Madara's eternal Manjikyu Sharingan starts to spin on the right, undoing everything. Then, while the shuriken returns to the three branches, Madara starts to spin on the left, restoring normalcy. Hashirama orders the tree branches that are armed with different weapons to battle Madara. The katana blade made contact with Madara's left shoulder as she struggled to stop the strike. Madara pushed the katana aside before leaping away. Nine Tails, Madara yelled. Before the Nine Tails blast the tailed beast bomb in Hashirama's direction, Madara lands on the Nine Tails' head. Hashirama then constructs a wooden dome, contacts the bomb on the dome, and the bomb rolls upwards. Once the bomb is on top of the dome, Hashirama raises the dome, sending the tailed beast bomb skyward. When the 11 spiked rectangular woodlands suddenly start to encircle the Nine Tails, Hashirama leaps out of the dome and extends his right arm, revealing a kanji on his palm. Kakuan Nit Ten Sui Shu, 10th Edict on Enlightenment. A red line connecting the Nine Tails and Hashirama appeared when he jumped away from them. Looking around, Hashirama saw that Madara was nowhere to be seen, but when he looked up, he saw that Madara was approaching him. Hashirama's left fingers turned to wood and grabbed Madara, who was pulled by the 5 woods. Madara's belly made contact with Hashirama's left palm, and a contract seal appeared on Madara's belly. Madara leaps away from Hashirama and gives him a furious gaze with his EMS when Hashirama separates his hand from the red connection that connects the Nine Tails, and the Nine Tails begin to go to sleep. In Ponyville, Luna remarked, "Such battle." Celestia remarked, "I haven't had such a fierce battle." "Hold on, who won?" "Things start to calm down," Spike remarked. "Let's see who won," Twilight recommended. "Can we accompany you?" A voice said. The remaining members of Main 6 are visible when Chui, Spike, Shining Armor, and the 3 princesses turn around. "Of course, why not?" "Hurry up," Chui uttered. They then proceeded to the combat to determine the winner. With Hashirama and Madara. As the fight continues, Madara and Hashirama both use Bokujutsu. Madara uses his SCYTH and Gumbai fan, while Hashirama wields a big machete. "When are you going to quit, Madara?" While preventing Madara's strikes, Hashirama said. "Until I defeat you, I won't give up." As he continued to strike Madara, Madara stated. Hashirama backflips and lands on a branch when Madara uses his Gumbai fan to blast him and the big machete away. He then picks up the katana blade next to him and seals his hands before inhaling. Katan, Gakakyu na Jutsu, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. Madara releases a fireball, and Hashirama seals it with his left hand. A wooden wall appears in front of Hashirama, and when the fireball hits it, the wall bursts. Madara leaps at Hashirama and attacks him with his SCYTH, but Hashirama blocks his attack with his katana, and Madara's SCYTH and Hashirama's katana clash. "Hashirama!" a voice yelled. Both of them noticed the Main 6, Spike, Shining Armor, and the 3 princesses. Madara broke up the fight before kicking Hashirama in the stomach, causing him to fly straight and smash on a tree. Hashirama slowly got to his feet. No one should be here. You must now leave this place, Hashirama yelled. Madara puts his Gumbai fan and his SCYTH on his back before performing hand seals, and he smiles before approaching the main 8, Spike, Shining Armor, and the 3 princesses. Madara inhales deeply. Katan, Bukakyu no Jutsu, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. Madara exhales a fireball, which rushes towards Tree, Spike, Shining, and the 3 princesses. Abruptly, a wooden wall appears out of the ground, and the fireball strikes it, destroying it. Madara turns to see Hashirama slash his katana blade to the left. Without time to respond, Madara looks to his right, leaps away, and his right cheek begins to bleed. You are a jerk, Hashirama, Madara uttered. When Madara notices an explosive paper below, Hashirama seals his hand, causing the paper to detonate. Madara leaps away once more, Madara pants. Madara uttered, huff huff. Hashirama, you win this match, but I promise to return, Madara uttered. Madara turns around before jumping from tree to tree, and Hashirama drops his guard. Before he looks up into the sky, he sighs. Hashirama thought, and I'll be waiting for you, friend. Alongside Madara. Madara enters the beehive after standing in front of it, and there are several strange-looking statues inside. Halt! A voice said, I have no time for this, I need to speak to Queen Chrysalis the Changeling, escort me there Changeling or you shall perish, Madara replied. Who are you? A changeling inquired. After Madara activates his EMS, the changeling's eyes enlarge before collapsing on the ground. Madara continues until he finds the door leading to the throne room, then he moves left and right in an attempt to find it. After 13 minutes, Madara's EMS destroys the door. What does this signify? A voice said. Madara said, Chrysalis, I need your help. Whoa, Madara, it's you. Did I just hear you want my assistance? Chrysalis uttered. Yes, I need to kill the one called Hashirama Senju, Madara replied. Hashirama? Chrysalis remarked, I had never heard of that name before. Madara remarked, he is friends with those ponies. Ponies? So why didn't you simply say that? Chrysalis uttered. Madara and Chrysalis both smile. The great war between changelings and ponies will begin tomorrow, Madara uttered.